We recently invited Mrwhosetheboss to the Sidemen charity match, and he was very excited. He recorded his own announcement, sent it to us. He has now done some stuff like he's done a video called "Can Tech Transform My Body in 1 Month?" Now that sounds like a normal video, but it is for the charity match, so let's see. Oh, one of my favorite YouTubers. Here we go.
Last week, I got the greatest message ever. Do you want to play in the Sidemen charity football match? My favorite sport to play in the largest stadium in the country with the biggest online audience of any charity sports event ever and millions raised for great causes.
You know what? This is why I love this guy, man. Like, everyone is like, a lot of people can just do, you know, they get invited and then they're like, oh, sick, I'm playing in the charity match. And then they, like, yeah, they promote it and everything like that. And they'll do all this, like, they'll promote the match a little bit. But he's literally like, he's showing how gassed he is. He's already plugged both charities. He's plugged the channel. He's just a legend.
Oh my God, yes. The only issue is I look like this. This is my current body. No alterations, no cleanching.
I remember actually speaking to him after the last charity match. He came to the like after party bit. And I remember saying to him like, oh, do you play football? He was like, yeah, I love football. And I was like, bro, why did we not get him in the match? I literally said like, oh, if we do another one, would you play? This isn't an invite, but would you play? And he was like, 1,000,000%, I'd love to. And then we were like, yeah, we got to get this guy, man.
About how good I am at football. But you know the motto, say yes, then learn how to do it later. I would love to play. Right, now I just need to completely transform my weight, my health, and my football skills before April 18th, the day of the match. So because we're trying to make such a massive change in not a massive amount of time, we need to address every single key health metric all at once. The first being, I'm overweight. I just got a full-body DEXA scan done, which is pretty crazy because it shows you in crystal clear detail how much of you is lean muscle in red and then how much
where
is fat.
he's at.
I'm not in love with the reports that came with that because it confirms the obvious that I do have slightly too much fat. It's saying over here that I'm 64th out of an average 100 people, but it's also made me realize that I have way too much visceral fat, the hidden fat around your organs, which is particularly nasty. I'm 79th out of 100. I hate health checks. The good news, though, is losing extra weight is pretty much as simple as this equation.
It's 3 months. He started in January. This video came out like 2 days ago, yesterday.
Through food and drink. So for me right now, this is 2,500 a day, minus the calories I burn. So that's both what my body burns naturally, just by being alive, 1,800, and any extra that I'm able to shed by moving around and exercising, a meager 400 right now. So that leaves us with a 300 calorie surplus. I'm eating more than I'm using, so my body is storing that excess mostly as fat. So how can I actually change this in a way that isn't just spend half my life in the gym? I think I've realized I've made it an involuntary habit to consistently clench to try and hide the belly. So to up the number of calories burned, my desk cat is gone. It's replaced by two things. This wellness ball that I bought from Techno Gym, which is pretty great for me because I'm a born fiddler. And this lets me fiddle, but in a way that's keeping my body moving and my core active. Then the best under-desk elliptical that I've ever used.
I got one of them down there, but I got the old one and I got it because of him.
Go,
I just remembered that.
Because it basically feels like a footrest, but one that I naturally end up pedaling anyway without even thinking about it. Now, I gotta stress, this kind of stuff is far from a full solution to my problem.
Neither of those are gonna get him to do, they're not gonna change anything in a month. They're kind of like, they're just little extras to do a little extra.
I use both of these for a few hours
you can
every
add them
day.
in.
It's only going to burn an extra roughly 200 calories. So none of this is better than going to the gym. But the goal of this is just to burn enough calories while I work.
Balance ball while cycling, well, the QB Go.
So that by the time I finish work, the amount that I need to tackle in the gym is actually achievable. Essentially, the plan is to burn an additional 400 calories from focused exercise per day compared to what I used to. And that extra will be a combination of football practice, which, as you've seen, I'm going to need plenty of, some strength training in between to make sure I don't waste away. But the most important tool in my entire arsenal is the incline walk. Walking
thank
at
you
an
to Prime.
incline on a treadmill honestly feels like a hack. It burns calories shockingly fast, while being low intensity enough that you can also just do something while it's happening, like play a game on your phone or watch a bit of TV, and it's actually relaxing. And you need that. You have to build in some things that you look forward to. And then finally, but most importantly, I also got to reduce how many calories I take in from 2,500 to 2,100, leaving us with a total calorie deficit of 700 every day. I want to do this so badly, because if I can keep this up, my entire body composition will completely change by the time it comes to my follow-up DEXA appointment, which I'll have done just before the big game itself. But I'll keep you updated on Instagram in the meantime with progress. And then to keep track of everything, I'm using the creatively named Calorie Counter app. I just love the fact that it lays out that exact equation I've been talking about.
See, this is what...
how many calories you're consuming.
Calories is just what I cannot... Like, I just can't do it, man. Like, I want to eat what I like, you know? Not in terms of... I can eat healthy, I can eat good. And I'll say, like, all right, I'm not having takeaways, I'm not having sweets, I'm not having fizzy drinks, whatever. I know I'm having a Red Bull, but... I can do that, but actually counting calories is just, to me, it's like, it gets to the point of just like not enjoying your day.
What your body burns by itself, and then what you're burning with
exercise
and movement.
I mean,
you with
for
the bottom
me,
figure, which is exactly how much of a deficit you're in. And that the app updates the calories burned as you're doing things using the tracking on the Apple Watch. I would say Apple slightly overestimates, but you can just factor that in. Time for sleep. Not like that, it's like 11 a.m. I feel like the most incredible, but also terrifying part of this health journey is that every single section of health that I'm trying to tackle, they're all linked, which means if I can get them all right, they will compound each other for an even better result. But if one starts to go wrong, it will drag the others. Last year was the first time that I started consistently snoring in my sleep, pretty badly. And weight gain is one of the most common explanations for that. It makes my sleep less restful, it wakes Trisha up, who then wakes me up, all leading to an average sleep score last month of 76 out of 100, which is not good. That's not good. Especially considering that a lot of these apps inflate that figure to just make you feel better. So here's the game plan to get that number up. First, 3 gadgets. And to be honest, each one of these is a bit of a wild card. First is the Woodger mat, which you place onto your bed, and it's meant to use vibration in a way that stimulates circulation and relaxation. They say this is absolutely transformational to how restful your sleep is. We'll see about that. The Elamind headband, which is the first to be clinically shown to fix the other side of the sleep equation, helping people fall asleep faster.
I thought this was the thing that gave him like electric shocks or something. I mean, if he can do all of this for a month, it'll be insane to see how much changes. Calorie measuring everything you eat makes the day even harder during weight loss. It's just, for me, it's just like, I know if you want to put on weight or if you want to lose weight or whatever, you need to know how many calories you're having and burning, but it just, I don't know. You only have one life. If you're doing it for something like this, cool. But general life, nah, man.
Using precise acoustic stimulation. People are raving about this thing online. The only thing I can say right now is just, it's very squishy. I can see it being very comfy in bed. And then the final one is a gadget that sounds really counterintuitive, but this is actually the thing that I am most intrigued by. So I found these glasses online by a company called Luminet, and they blast you with light, like the literal opposite of sunglasses. Ooh. It's surprisingly out of your way. Like, I very much feel like I can carry on doing what I'm doing.
Why do they do this?
It's actually a pretty well-established thing that one way to fix your sleep cycle is to focus on exposing yourself to lots of light early in the morning. That way your body fully wakes up at the start of the day, so that when you're starting to wind down and getting ready to sleep, it's completely tired. Now, most people, myself included, don't do this. We spend the first few hours of our day in fairly dim indoor conditions, which means we don't hit our peak level of alertness till later, and therefore we don't tire till later. So the whole idea of these glasses is really just to bring forward these timings. So that
just step outside, yeah, but as in he's saying, like, he wakes up and he'll go, like, work, right? And then he'll go outside maybe at, like, lunch. That's interesting. I didn't know that.
To bedtime, you are less alert.
So you should try and get outside straight away. Or like open your curtains. In winter, wake up at like 7 a.m. It's still dark.
It's just a drop test. So one thing, if you're not getting completely optimal sleep, I would recommend you do is just see a doctor. I found one who's a specialist in everything I suffer with. He stuck his big, long camera up my nose and immediately found inflammation because I have like 17 allergies. So he's given me a spray to take that down. And then also from a blood test, he found that I have a pretty significant iron deficiency, which he's saying is the most likely cause for all the restlessness that I get. It's just really good to fix these fundamentals before you start worrying about your fancy Tron-style monobrow glasses. Tronobrow? I got a wedge pillow. My dad, who's almost definitely at this point where I inherit my snoring genes from, he swears by this. He carries one of these everywhere he goes because it lifts the entire upper half of your body, which reduces the pressure on your airways. So it's likely to be a good short-term fix to stop the snoring until I've lost weight.
Jesse, 2 months.
And then the last thing, which is by far the least fun,
I feel like that'd be really bad on your back.
Late from the cupboard of doom that we have in our cinema room. I can have the snack. It's just better to have the snack during the day and then just cold turkey quit eating at 7 p.m. Because anything after that will mean my body is actively digesting while I sleep instead of maximizing restfulness. So let's see how close to 100 out of 100 I can get on my sleep score if I stick to all this.
Yeah, I'm bad for that. If there's snacks around the house, like sometimes we'll have some sweets or something and they'll end up being put into a bowl and just left on the counter. And if they're there,
so that's the weight, that's the sleep under control. But I do also need to get
after
fit.
6 p.m.
In my entire life, I have never been able to sprint more than about 30 seconds. I am out of breath walking up the stairs. So to say that I am not prepared for Wembley Stadium would be about the understatement of the century. Now, the best way to measure fitness is something called a VO2 max test, which essentially quantifies how much oxygen that your body can use while exercising. That might sound niche. It's not. VO2 max is actually pretty widely considered to be one of the best indicators for how long you're going to live. So you can imagine I wasn't ecstatic to find myself firmly in the fair category.
Dang.
Just above poor. There's 2 things that can specifically help to address this though. One is interval training. So bursts of sprinting with quick breaks in between. I say as I've just taken a seat. It's not just a way to get more calories, because interval training, it trains your heart to actually get more oxygen to your muscles, and it trains your muscles to be able to use that oxygen better. Now, I'm also not made of time, so I think the best way for me to get these sprints in is just the last 8 minutes of my nice, easy, fun incline walks.
Why is he not wearing shoes?
Is this guy, the AeroFit Elite. This is something you keep around your mouth, and it basically makes it harder to breathe. It forces you to be able to work with less, so that when you have a normal amount, you feel like a superhuman. And it's a clever little thing. You can see it measuring the air going in and out of your lungs in real time, and then using it to track your progress. So, just like the DEXA scan, I'm going to retest my VO2 at the end of this transformation, and I pray to God that it's better than fair. But it's the lifestyle changes that I think will add rocket fuel to this journey. Stuff like this, the Spottle. I have searched for years for the perfect water bottle, and I think I found it. It's a glass bottle, which makes it feel cleaner than plastic, but then with silicone on the outside, so it doesn't thud when you put it down. To drink, you can either sip with the straw or chug with the nozzle.
Yeah, solid.
And, in case you hadn't noticed,
I just get water bottles and I use them for like a week and then end up forgetting them, and then it's kind of done. I've seen John Terry has it. There's like the John Terry thing that you do sprints on an incline, and it's like there's a certain amount you have to do. It's like certain incline at a certain speed for a certain time, a certain amount of times, and it's like that's exactly what he does.
The thing is,
it's meant to be insane.
With the measurements actually marked out on it. So it gives me a sort of real-life progress bar. If I can top this up each morning and just have it finished by the time I sleep, alongside the water that I'll naturally end up having in other things,
I run a lot? Not recently.
I know that
I need
I've had
to.
all the water I need to have to keep my body performing optimally. And it should also help keep me a little fuller so I eat less. Just realised I am killing it today. Every few days I've also been treating myself by emptying one of these electrolyte sachets in there. These ones from Element are the best that I've found. They make the taste much less boring, and they're quite clean. The only sweetener is a bit of stevia. The hardest thing, though, that I'm going to need to address is stress. Stress is such a significant factor in health that if I don't get it under control, it could single-handedly just kill this entire run. Stress leads to bad sleep, whether you have a wedge pillow or not.
Yeah.
Stress triggers the fight or flight response, which makes you crave energy-dense, unhealthy things like candy. And it can stop you losing weight or gaining muscle, even if you're eating everything right.
Chocolate and sweets.
It's reallocating your body's resources towards short-term survival. And that's scary because I get stressed a lot.
Long, slow runs will help a lot in terms of fitness for the charity match. I disagree, you know. Yeah, they get you fit, but like someone like JJ, for example, he is super fit in terms of long runs, but you get him doing like sprints, like football sprints, and he's knackered because it's all like a long, slow run. You just you're keeping your heart rate here, and you're not turning or anything. Whereas if you're playing football, your heart rate does this, and you're constantly turning. Your knees are like.
I'm someone who really likes things to
Very
go
different.
to plan, and filming YouTube videos is a complex, messy process that, let's just say, very rarely does.
Oh.
So there's 3 things I'm going to try. A is just a complete rework of my calendar, just giving myself more time to get the same things done so that I'm not constantly rushing to finish the next thing fast and getting worked up when that doesn't happen. B is kind of the flip side of this, gratitudes. I'll give 3 things that I'm grateful for to Drisha, my wife. She'll give 3 things to me. And this is something that currently we're only doing when we get particularly stressed. And it really helps because it refocuses your brain on all the amazing things that no doubt are happening in your life. But I'm curious to see how much difference this will make if we just do it every day. And then finally, for stress, of course, it's me. There's a gadget for that. I've only just started using this TheraFace mask, but I think I'm going to absolutely love it. Because you just stick it on your face and turn it on, and it treats you with red light, which is de-aging, blue light, which is good for skin clarity, and then while that's happening, it does a light massage. And that combination of feeling good because of the massage, while also feeling like you're doing good for yourself with all the lights, all in this really comfy package that's USB-C rechargeable and keeps your eyes out of it so you can carry on watching TV.
I'm hesitant with these, but I feel like a lot of people do love them.
Evening wind down routine. The only thing left to do then is to gain some ball knowledge. Here are my current stats. I have never in my life watched a football game from start to finish. And out of 30 shots at goal, I managed to score 18. If that sounds impressive, bear in mind there was no goalkeeper. I was only 8 meters away and I nearly decked myself in the process. So I booked a coach. 3 times a week I'm going to train football, which should also help a little with the fitness equation. And then I should also start watching some games for strategy. But thankfully that fits very neatly into my time incline walking on the treadmill. So, I'm filming this video on January 18th, 3 months before the match, which is on April 18th, which means by the time you're seeing this video, I am well into the transformation and I have basically 1 month to go. I'm scared. I'm very scared. I've never done anything like this, but what an opportunity.
You were right. Someone said he started in January, which I didn't realize. Interesting. Oh, I can't wait to... Okay, so 3 months of football training, 3 months of fitness, 3 months of, all that stuff. That is a good amount of time to be able to change stuff. They spoiled? Nah, it's not. It's not really a spoiler though, is it? That is interesting. I can't wait to see him, man. I can't wait to see what he's done.